song in protect all. We welcome Gabriel Angel. After which we have Willie Francois. Then comes Liam Mascot. This is graduating class 2023 for the Paix bouche Primary School. Let me hear you. Put your hands together for them. Make them feel welcome. Spread the love. Yes? Let me ask all of us to remain standing as we continue these proceedings, where we shall call on a few of the teachers of the Paix bouche Primary School to lead us into the national anthem.
Eye of beauty, eye of splendor, eye to all so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder as thy gift so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts me to extol. Healthy and soul like all fountain, keeping cheer that warms the soul. Please remain standing as we call on Brother Delvin Sylvester to open us in prayer.
Let's pray. Dear God, your word have declared that we supposed to love and to live according to your will. We bless your name for this grace this morning. Thank you for calling us out of darkness into your marvelous light. Thank you for your presence here. And as your word have declared that if the Lord is not in building the temple, the laborer labor in vain. We can achieve things, but we can achieve it futile. But with thee it is possible, and it is eternal. We thank you for the graduates who are graduating this morning. We pray, dear God, that your hand of grace and your spirit will rest upon them. That you, O God, will guide and protect them as they live from day to day. For we know that no man liveth unto himself. And God, that's why we are seeking your face, that we live according to your principle of your word, that at the end you will say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thank you for everything that will be taking place here. We pray, dear God, that there will be tranquility, there will be no incident, but Lord, everything will be done decently and in order. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Would the guardians please sit? Would the audience please sit? We continue. If you have a problem that's the same as mine, you will see after opening prayer that Brother Delvin just did, we have welcome remarks. Welcome remarks by whom? Welcome remarks by whom? Okay, great. We are all part of this celebration. So I'm not performing for you. We're doing this together. So we're going to call on our students to do for us the welcome remarks. Put your hands together for our student, please.
Morning. Parliamentary representative for the Paix bouche constituency, Honorable Lakia Joseph, ministry officials, our featured speaker, Mrs. Kathleen B., sponsors, principals and staff, special invited student, guests, parents, students, well-wishers, the media, fellow graduates. It is a distinct pleasure to be given this opportunity to offer a word of welcome to everyone gathered here today. We, the graduates, are elated that you have taken time off to be with us celebrating this memorable occasion. Be mindful that you have in one way or another made an impact in our lives. First Testimonials chapter 5 verse 11 says, "Therefore encourage one another and build each other up. Build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Let us all work together, look out for each other, and use the lessons learned to provide guidance to our future. Let us cherish this special moment together. I wish everyone a wonderful ceremony today. Once again, welcome."
I hope you realize this student got the paper just a second before he came here. So he read well, and he can do well. I think he can make it for the next reading competition with DBS Radio. You agree? Yes. Okay. What? I feel tall.
DBS competition, is it for primary school or secondary school students?
Oh, you paid attention. You good, you're following. All right. You would have had the opportunity, but now you go into bigger things. You'll do Calypso.
All right, after the principal's report, which is next, Mr. Wallace and I will be repeating the first stanza of the national anthem. So just sit tight. But at this time, we're going to call on Principal, Mrs. Honore, to give her report. You ready?
No, well, if you have to repeat, somebody has to say it.
Repeat, we're going to say we're not going to read.
No, you said we're going to repeat. And if we are going to repeat the second Saturday national anthem, somebody has to say it before.
The first stanza, not the second.
Well, somebody has to say it before if I'm going to repeat. Whoever going to say it, I shall repeat. I am okay with that.
Miss Farrell will start and we will repeat.
Miss Farrell will say it and we will repeat. Put your hands together to make welcome the principal as she goes to review the school year. Put your hands together, please. Yes. Put your hands together, please. Nice. I've already established protocol that when we put our hands together for people, we escort them to the microphone. So until you see them get to the microphone, you don't stop clapping. Hello. We know why. There are safety reasons for that.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Lakia Joseph, Parliamentary Representative for the Paix bouche constituency. Honorable Rosalind Paul, past Parliamentary Representative of the Paix bouche constituency. Mrs. Kathy Buckles, featured speaker for this ceremony. Mrs. Antonia Yankee, Guidance Counselor for the Northern District. Mr. Alexis George, Chairman of the Paix bouche Village Council. Master of Ceremony, our devoted sponsors, invited guests, representatives of Parboy Foundation, MO News, PTA President and members of the PTA, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, well-wishers, friends, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to present the school's report for the academic year, September 5th, 2022 to July 7th, 2023. The school year 2022 to 2023 can be described as a most interesting one. Having transitioned from a 2-year pandemic and a period of online learning, many challenges were experienced. This did not deter our enthusiasm for returning to the classroom with great expectations of our students. We were aware that the students were happy to be back in the classroom, and so there was no time wasted in putting together a comprehensive plan of activities which would cater to the needs of all our staff, parents, and students. We ensured that the spiritual, emotional, physical, and social needs of everyone was touched. Monday morning's assembly was a time of reflection. Mr. Sylvester visited and shared the spiritual word with the school. The use of the drums during the morning's assembly and the introduction of the Creole phrase were all meant to help the students enjoy learning while being appreciative of the time spent in school. Staffing. The academic year began and ended with the following persons on staff. Yours truly, Magdalene Bontiff, Honorary Principal. Mrs. Shirley Francis Bruni, Qualified Teacher, Grade K. Miss Priscilla Paul, Unqualified Teacher, Trained, Grade 1. Mr. Joel Joseph, Unqualified Teacher, Trained, Grade 2. Mrs. Lucinda Thomas Figaro, Unqualified Teacher in Training, Grade 3. Miss Andel George, Qualified Teacher, Grade 4. Miss Valentine Pierre, Unqualified Teacher, Grade 5. Miss Josiane Farrell, Qualified Teacher, Grade 6. And Miss Emma Francois, Unqualified Teacher, Remedial Class. In September of 2022, we saw the resignation of Miss Indira Thomas, who was replaced by Miss Valentine Pierre, National Employment Workers. The following person continued to be assigned to the school under the National Employment Program. Ms. Ronna Matthew, Classroom Mentor. Ms. Donna Laville, Library Assistant and VPA Teacher. Ms. Shanna Felicite, Warden. Ms. Kimara Joseph, Warden. Ms. Karen Joseph Cook. Ms. Gloria Francois, who departed during the second term and was replaced by Ms. Sherian Leslie Cook. Mr. Shama Felicity, Sports Teacher. The role. The role consisted of 32 boys and 27 girls, a total of 59 students. 2 students migrated during the first term, while 3 were admitted. Currently, the role consists of 61 students. There was no transfer of students. Activities. This year, the school's involvement in internal and external activities was not limited. However, we had to be prudent in the selection of activities given the fact that for the past 2 academic years, the students had lost considerable face-to-face contact time. It was obvious that the students were exhibiting gaps in their learning. The effort to get students back into the mode of active participation is still an ongoing challenge. The school participated in the following: National Assessment, National Pride and Heritage Month, which highlighted the national emblems of Dominica, World Food Day, North and National Youth Rallies, Creole Day activities, Christmas party, Children's Day activities, Sports Division football. The boys participated in a football tournament organized by the Sports Division and placed fourth. Reading competition, or national reading competition organized by DBS Radio and the Ministry of Education. Our representative was Mr. Matthew Walter, but he did not make it through the competition. Literacy Week. This week of activities was observed under the theme, Splash into New Worlds with Literacy. Several interesting activities to include reading and spelling competitions were held to highlight the importance of being literate. The week concluded with Character Day, when students were permitted to portray their favorite character. Students also dramatized their favorite stories. Numeracy Day, French Day, and Sports Day were also celebrated. Sports Day was celebrated with two exciting days. This activity was supported by the community as both parents, students, and well-wishers from other communities converged in the schoolyard to participate in the activities. Science Week. The theme for this year's activity was Science, a Chance to Discover. During the week of activities, Dr. Tim B. Wallace visited and addressed the students on the theme using very practical examples, while Mr. Daryl Angle made another presentation on Science Experimental Day. The students were all elated to present their science projects to those who awaited with great anticipation. This was truly a remarkable day for the students as we all looked at the budding scientists. National Creole Spelling Competition. Leisha Marcel represented the school at this competition and placed third. She gave a good representation of herself, but had to contend with two students of Haitian descent. The school's Creole Spelling Competition for adults. This activity was organized by the PTA and moderated by a member of KEC, Mrs. Bagali Celestine. Sponsorship came from the Signman, MO News, the PTA, and others. Mr. Frederick Krem Paul was the winner of the competition for a second time. Other activities which the school participated in were Water Week, organized by the WASCO. We concluded the term with an elegant rewards day sponsored by Mr. Donald Farrell of the Farrell Foundation. Students received medals and trophies, all sponsored by him. Other items were sponsored by the school. These included certificates, bags, stationery, and of course, each house received a cake for the points accumulated during the school year. World Food Day. The school distributed soup bowls to the elderly in the community. One person received a food package with items donated by the staff and students. Commonwealth Day, 4-H activities to include church service and fundraising. Children's Day, observed under the theme, Precious in His Sight, and represented by Miss Elma Williams, who made a presentation to the students. During the first term, a PTA was convened and a new executive was elected. The following parents and teachers were members of the executive. President, Mrs. Adele Thomas, Vice President, Mr. Mark George, Treasurer, Ms. Gillian George, Secretary, Ms. Astel Paul. Other committee members were Nadia Paul, Ketika John, Priscilla Paul, teacher, Valentin Pierre, teacher. The school year progressed successfully, except for a few interruptions like TS break. Generally, the staff and students were regular and work continued successfully. The students were instructed and assessed, and the results were used for decision making at school level. A remedial class was also set up to meet the needs of students who have academic challenges. The result of this decision is evident in their test and exam results this year. National assessment examinations. The exams were administered to the students of grade 2 and 4 in September of 2023. An analysis of the results indicated that our students continue to have challenges with writing and comprehension. Hence the reason for our selection of those two areas, comprehension and writing, for the Continuous School Improvement OECS Pearl project, which you will hear more about later. Our achievements. The following were areas of success for the school. National School Arts Festival, gold medal in drumming and arts. Crayon spelling competition, 3rd place. North spelling competition, organized by the library, 4th place. Sports division, football tournament, 4th place. Professional development. Ms. Josiane Farrell completed a series of teaching practice with the OECS Pearls project in June. The school will now benefit from this effort by receiving a grant of $13,000 for a project which will focus on the improvement of comprehension and writing at the school. These are areas of major concern for the school. This project will begin in September of 2023. The rest of the staff, including the principal, will be trained to help deal with the challenges the school faces. Ms. Farrell also completed a short-term course in special education with the Dominica State College. University of the West Indies. The staff engaged in a few professional development sessions organized by the school or the Ministry of Education. Teacher training. Ms. Priscilla Paul successfully completed training at the Dominica State College, while Mrs. Lucinda Thomas Figaro enrolled. We congratulate Ms. Paul on her achievement. Our desire for Ms. Paul and Mr. Joseph is that they will be appointed to qualified teacher status very soon. National assessment, grade 6. 6 students wrote the exams this year. The exams included 2 different modalities, paper-based and online, on 2 separate days. The following results were obtained: 1 bursary and 5 passes. This is far short of what we obtained last year: 3 scholarships and 1 bursary. I am sure we are able to do even better if all hands come on deck. Parents, the education of your children cannot be left to a few teachers. You are an integral part of this process. Make use of it. I wish the students well and remind them that this is just the beginning of their journey. You may have made some mistakes in the past, but you cannot dwell on them. Now is the time to change things around as you transition into your secondary journey. Work hard and dream big. The world of opportunities awaits you. It will depend on the actions you are prepared to take. Take a hold of it and keep moving forward. Dr. Martin Luther King once said, and I quote, "If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Our challenges. The school continues to grapple with a few challenges. The following areas are of concern: lack of proper fencing, unsuitable playground for sports, a lack of interest by some parents, students who have difficulties, a few students who are not well behaved. Our projections for 2023 to 2024 academic year. We envisage that we shall see better results in all our school-based and national exams. This is because of the investments which the OECS Pearl project is willing to make in supporting the initiative to improve comprehension and writing. The project will prepare staff with better teaching skills in the teaching of comprehension, writing, and critical thinking. It is expected that this will have an immediate impact on the teaching and learning strategies used at the school. Programs for parents and students will also form part of the training. It is expected that the entire school will benefit from the grant of $13,000. I invite all parents to fully embrace this opportunity when called upon for training. Conclusion. In conclusion, I thank the ancillary staff, especially cleaners like Peto and Miss J, and the NEP workers for their efforts throughout the year. To the teaching staff, I say thanks for your support in ensuring that the students were exposed to quality instruction. I know that the year was not easy. You had the most difficult task of molding young minds at the most challenging time when they are truly distracted by so many other things. You bravely embraced the challenge and ensured that the students were engaged daily. You believed in them even when some of their parents didn't care to represent them or support the school's effort in trying to help them improve. This year, the school will say goodbye to Miss Junie Paul, who has been the cleaner for more than 20 years. I want to express my gratitude for the excellent work she has done over the years. Miss J has not only been a cleaner, but has been supportive of the school in different ways. Therefore, her departure will be felt by both staff, students, and also parents, whom she continuously supports whenever called upon. However, we are comforted by the fact that Miss J is only a stone's throw away. I am sure that this relationship with the school will continue well beyond her years of retirement. May God bless your retirement with good health and happiness. 2 years ago, the school formally recognized your efforts. Today, we will recognize your departure as a member of the ancillary staff. Well done, Miss J. Put your hands together for me. Sponsors. I thank the sponsors, whose names are too numerous to mention, for this continued support, especially those who have been with the school from the inception of having personal sponsors for each award. Emo News, Mrs. Caffey, Farrell and Parboy Foundation, Honorable Roosevelt Skerry, to name a few, have given unwavering support this year. To the Ministry of Education, especially the staff of the Education Office North, for giving technical support. Thanks to Mrs. Yankee for being there to always give a word of comfort at the most difficult times and helping the students who have challenges which are beyond the staff's capability. to the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica for providing the necessary resources which ensured that the school ran smoothly. To the PTA, in particular the president and all the other well-wishers both here and abroad, who continue to play a vital role in ensuring that this school succeeds. By their generous contributions, you are saying that you believe in the school's vision for the children. Our heartfelt thanks. Before I conclude, I want to recognize Ms. Rosalind Paul, the immediate past parliamentary representative, for her support to the school during her tenure. Please take note, Ms. Paul, that you will be called upon to provide your expertise in fixing our comprehension and writing problems during the next school year. Finally, I say thanks to Almighty God for the tremendous blessings and opportunities which He has bestowed on the school. I thank Him for having taken us through a most difficult pandemic and into a year of no unnecessary disruptions to all our educational programs. Before I end, I would like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Cynthia Joseph, who is the immediate past principal of this school. Let's make her welcome. Yes. And also Miss Melanie Francois. I have a tendency to say Walter, I don't know why, but Miss Melanie Francois, who is also a past teacher of the school. So welcome, and I'm happy that you are here. Mrs. Mona Thomas is also here with us, also a past teacher of the school. So make them welcome. Thank you all. May God continue to bless the Paix bouche Primary School and bless us all. I thank you. Let me apologize to Kafi. I never get your surname right, so you have to help us today to pronounce it. Thank you all for being here.
Of Paix bouche Primary, right?
Yes, 18 years.
Okay, for all of the times you want to clap for certain things and you're not sure if you should clap at this time, let us put our hands together for the entire report that the principal gave. Yeah. For the entire report, yeah. So everybody should be clapping. The entire report. Yes, yes. And in the report, Mrs. Honorary shared some stuff and she said something, she called a name and said Team B Wallace. But it's not Team B, it's Team B Wallace. That's her name.
Team.
Yes, I know I'm responsible for Team A Williams. But the full name Team B Wallace. And then she said something about T.S. Brett. That sounds like Chinese. But she only meant, you see, I do communication, I read your expression. I know you do not understand. But T.S. Brett is tropical storm.
Keep moving. Parents, do not stop. Keep pushing your students. Dads, moms, come on, teachers, keep moving. There's so much to be encountered outside. See, as the thing says. It says, learning is an adventure.
Oh, the places you will go. Can you imagine that? Keep moving, you'll get to places. Yes. Going good? Okay, so we go to the microphone. Next performer. Yeah, it's the performance. But before we go, the principal did not actually share all of the sponsors because he felt it was too numerous to mention. But when Merle and I are at the mic, we say what we want to say. So let's call the rest of the sponsors, please.
Honorable Rosalind Paul.
Mrs. Sharon Vidal Francis.
Mr. Nicholson Bertrand.
Mo News.
Kendall Cutley and Devon Dyer.
Mr. Marcel Hazelwood.
Mr. Tony Joseph.
Dr. Kira Paul Lum. That's an easy name.
Very easy. The Farrell family.
Mr. and Mrs. Eric Celestine.
Miss Felina George.
First class. Mr. Ryan Paul.
Mr. Israel Paul,
Mr. Ronald Mascot,
Mr. Jefferson Paul,
Paix bouche Village Council,
Lee's Construction,
Mr. Mathan Walter.
Mrs. Kathleen B.
I gladly got a name. I saw that coming. Mr. Wayland Mascot.
And Deacon Jeffers Paul.
And Deacon Jeffers Paul.
Thank you.
You see, I think this school should do a little competition and get to the best person that pronounces the name, Kathy's last name properly. But I heard her mention, is it Buckles? Is that? That's why I said Buckles? I close? We baba. Okay, we'll come back and try again.
All right.
Nice.
So
Who do we call next?
we are going to call on the
Performance?
representative. No, the remarks. Representative from the Ministry of Education.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Put your hands
That's true. Put your hands together to welcome a rep for the Ministry of Education. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. She goes by the name of Mrs. Yankee. I know her well. She's my friend. We work close together across the street. You ready? Yes.
Good morning. Parliamentary Representative Ms. Lakia Joseph, the former Parliamentary Representative Ms. Rosalind Paul, the featured speaker, our graduates, parents, teachers, invited guests, everyone here this morning, good morning. This is a moment of transition for our 6 little ones sitting here. They are the reason why we are here this morning. And I just want to make a few notes to us today. Little ones, we feel proud today, but note it is a continuation of your journey, and you will hear that a lot. It is a continuation. The journey has not ended. You may feel that you are big now, you are no longer in primary school, but it is a continuation. Note that as times change, principles and practices for success remain the same. And I'm sure throughout the year, you heard your principal, Ms. Farrell, reminding you of those principles for success. Right now, it seems that there are more opportunities compared to my time and even before me. But with these opportunities, there are many more challenges that my generation and the generation before did not experience. So we heard the principal talk about the online learning experience. While it was an opportunity as a result of the pandemic, and we cannot get away from the advancement in technology, please, students, note, if the technology is not used wisely, it can be a tool for great destruction. So please use the technology, the tablets that you are using, the telephones, please use it wisely. As educators, we have seen reduced attention span in many of our students. So the ability to focus, because they spend so much time on those devices, continues to be a concern. Parents, your responsibility to your students is not over. As a matter of fact, I am asking, pleading, this next season of the students, it is even more critical. The issues that they will face, the peer pressure in primary school, they have their class teacher with them throughout the day. When they get to high school, they are more on their own. They need you more. They have decisions to make, such as career, relationship choices, life purpose choices. Parents, your continued guidance is needed. Guidance in terms of, while we give rewards, and today is a day of giving rewards, they need consequences when they fall short. They need rules and structures. They need chores. They need bedtimes. They need set time for screen time, even if they are in high school. Students, please note that the allotted time for life is Frisco and 10, 70 years. Childhood is about 0 to 18, which is about a quarter of those 70 years. Most of you all are about 11, 12, so it means you have about 6 to 7 years of childhood. Please, be children. Be children. Enjoy your childhood. Obey, take advice, follow instructions. Be respectful, sorry. We see a lot of our little ones, the seniors may be sitting around, they pass straight, you see an adult not saying good morning. Please be respectful. Choose your friends wisely and take your education seriously. Like your principal, I am a little disappointed with the results this year because Paix bouche is one of the schools that, I really rally behind. I know the students have the ability. I know the hard work of the teachers here. So please, we're encouraging you to take your education seriously. As I told one school, there are many things that people can give you. They can give you a phone, they can take it back. They can give you a dress, a shoe, a pant. And education, nobody can take it away from you. It's yours and yours to stay. So please, community members, last year I encouraged us, and I'm repeating it again, we still need the community to raise the children. If we need them to be successful, your community, you will have many persons who have gone on and been very successful. Some of them are right here today, but for those to be successful, we still need your input. You observe something with them, not suppress and use all sorts of dysfunctional coping strategies. Please, I'm encouraging you to prioritize mental health. And finally, a spiritual practice as part of mental health. It is important for you to have a spiritual practice and routine in your life. So it is still in fashion to go to church. It's still in fashion to read your Bible and to pray. And if we incorporate just a few of what I have shared today, we will see success with you all.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Yankee.
To be a holistic being, to be a whole being, a functional person, a functional child. Gabby, you need to go to church, you need to go to school, you need to have friends, and you need to talk to your mommy, your granny, your friends, right? You need to be a whole being to be successful. Not only Gabby, but to everyone here.
I was
and
wondering.
all of us as well. You as well.
Okay, yes, me too.
Yes, you need
I do
church,
go to
you need
church.
Christ.
I do go to church. You don't see when I go to church because we go to different places.
That's right. But I usually see when you pass, you come up my area to pick up Miss George.
Miss George? Miss Little George? Miss Ophelina George, yes.
Okay,
Indeed.
let's continue.
Let's continue.
There is a performance by Miss...
There's a performance by
Miss Felicity.
Miss Felicity.
Miss...
Let's continue.
All right, next performance is by Miss Felicity.
And Francois. Put your hands together for them. Make them welcome. Enjoy the performance.
wonder. You get your pills to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forgive love who believes you empty-handed. I hope you feel this wall when you stand beside the ocean. Never want to close his eye for one more open. Promise me that you'll be paid for fighting chains. And when you get a chance to see it out today, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might be taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some habit hard lead you beaten. When you come to turn up, be considered. Keep the heavens above more than just the passing legend. I think we'll get a chance to see it out today. I hope you stand. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you feel this small when it's stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more open. Promise me that you'll give faith for fighting change. When you get a chance, sit out or dance. Dance. I hope you 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 dance.
So what do I say? I have to tell you again? Yeah. It's two of them. So you have to put your hands together twice. Hello? Hello? Anybody seen Miss George? Or Mrs. George? No, Miss George is fair enough. Dot, dot, dot. In time to come. Oh, yes. I missed you indeed. Look up. Mr. Wallace? Here am I. Before we move on, I need to say something that you may not be aware of. Graduation has a way, a force of bringing people together. You'll never imagine how that happens. I can explain. It brought teachers back to the Paix bouche Primary School. Mrs. Miss Nelly Francois, Miss Rosalind Paul. It brought Mr. Joseph? No. Mrs. Joseph. Nadia Ferron, it brought the most immediate past Jonah to bring together from Sandra. Can you imagine? That's what it did. It even brought the former immediate parent to the present parent together. Check out that part of it and do highlights.
I'm not sure because right now she's the proudest mom.
Already, oh Lord, I can tell you. And if we have the whole day for graduation, we are going nowhere. MO books, no other appointments for today. So we have the whole day on MO news. I love that.
Stay glued.
Let's continue.
Alright, we want to welcome our parrot,
The current parent,
Honorable Lakia Joseph.
Honorable Lakia Joseph, put your hands together to make us feel welcome as we come to the microphone.
Good morning to everyone. To my very dear friend, Honorable Rosalind Paul. Yesterday I asked Miss Paul if she carried Honorable. She said yes and no because some people saying it, some people not saying it. But I'll still refer to her as Honorable Rosalind Paul, our past parliamentary representative, the Ministry of Education representative, Miss Yankee, all our invited guests, sponsors, parents, well-wishers, community members, to the media, MO News, our very own. Good morning to everyone. To the graduating class, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Olive Exman. Oh, you're hungry. I stand here today speaking to you not just as a politician, but as a fellow adventurer in the vast realm of knowledge and learning. Today marks a significant milestone in your lives as you take the first steps toward a brighter future. As we gather here to celebrate your achievements, and I see Em watching me and Em was smiling. Em, you're the proudest parent here today. I want to share with you a message that resonates deeply with me. Learning is an adventure. Imagine life as a grand expedition where every day presents an opportunity to explore uncharted territories of knowledge. Just as explorers embark on daring journeys, your educational journey has been a thrilling adventure thus far. You have ventured into the realm of mathematics, science, sports, agriculture, and countless other subjects. You have encountered challenges, celebrated triumphs, and forged lifelong friendships. Throughout this adventure, you have discovered that learning is not limited to textbooks and classrooms alone. It is a perpetual quest that extends far beyond the walls of this school. Learning is found in the bustling streets, in the vast expanse of nature, and within the depths of your own imagination. It is a treasure that can be found in every corner of the world if you keep your minds open and your spirit curious. In the adventure of learning, you have encountered mentors who have guided you through uncharted territories. Teachers have been your compass, illuminating the path to knowledge and nurturing your thirst for understanding. They have inspired you to dream big, to question everything, and to embrace the unknown with courage and resilience. But let us not forget the heroes who have stood by your side, supporting you every step of the way. Your parents, grandparents, and guardians, your unwavering love, encouragement, and sacrifice have propelled these young minds forward. You have provided them with the tools to navigate this adventure, giving them the wings to soar to unimaginable heights. Today, we acknowledge and celebrate your invaluable contribution to their success. Let's give them a round of applause. Parents, your children are entering an unforgiving world. A world where they will encounter people who will seek to destroy them, sometimes for absolutely no reason. A world that will set out to crush their dreams and shatter their visions. Parents, protect your children. They will not remain this young forever. They will make mistakes and they will fall down many times. But they depend heavily on you as you are their main pillars of comfort and strength. Protect them.
Graduates, as you venture forth from this cherished sanctuary of learning, you will encounter new challenges and opportunities. Continue to encourage each other with the same enthusiasm that you have shown throughout your primary school years. Remember that the world is waiting for your brilliance, your unique talents, and your unwavering determination to make a difference, and I'm right here to cheer you on. In this adventure called life, never be afraid to take risks. Embrace failure as a stepping stone to success, for it is in our failures that we find the most valuable lessons. As a parliamentary representative, I have faced countless obstacles and setbacks even before. But it is the perseverance and a belief in the power of education that I stand here today. Your journey will undoubtedly be filled with roadblocks, but let them serve as reminders of your strength and resilience. While each of you will embark on different paths, always remember the importance of collaboration and empathy. Lift others up, for together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. Look beyond your differences, celebrate your diversity, and foster an inclusive society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. As I conclude, I want you to embrace the spirit of adventure, for it will be your constant companion throughout life. Approach each day with curiosity and enthusiasm, and let the pursuit of knowledge be your guiding light. May you never lose sight of the wonders that await you on this remarkable journey. A scholarship, a bursary, or a pass, it doesn't matter. Do what you have to do and do it well. Congratulations to you, Gabrielle. Congratulations to you, Malik and Monique, Denzel, Liam, and Sanjay. May your futures be filled with boundless opportunities, extraordinary discoveries, and the wisdom to navigate every twist and turn. Your adventure begins now, and I have no doubt that each of you will leave an indelible mark on the world. Thank you, and may your voyage be filled with endless joy and fulfillment. For whatever, thank you for your time. Keep clapping until she gets to her seat. Thank you very much, Miss Joseph. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking of something, you know. When the parents said forward ever, one thing that came to my mind, and I will say it, Paix bouche Primary School is the best choice.
Yes, it is the best choice. It was the best choice for my 4 children, and I'll encourage the parents out there, Paix bouche Primary School.
It will be the best choice for my Team A.
For your Team A. All right, Honorable said, made mention of, she said that adventure. She kept mentioning the word adventure. You ever went to look for Zebedee?
But of course.
You really did?
Under our house.
Under the house. And then it goes backwards. How can an animal be going backwards? What about going to catch crabs?
Have you ever heard of Paix bouche?
Of course.
That's an animal.
It is.
You know it goes backwards too?
As well. Oh, yeah. You see, it's an adventure. Life is an adventure.
You just learn something new.
Yeah. Oh, Paix bouche goes backwards as well.
Yes. Not because the M1 is there for us, we first hold it. We have to continue.
Of course, we must continue. And we can't continue. We could not have this graduation without our sponsors.
Oh, yes. Let's call them. No, I start first.
Okay, start.
So when I start first, it's you that calling Cappy's name. Honorable Rosalind Paul.
Honorable Rosalind Paul. Honorable Rosalind Paul.
Yeah, Mrs. Sharon Vidal Francis.
Oh, but that is the same thing. Mr. Nicholson Bertrand.
M1 News.
Kendall Kirkley and Devon Dyer, the Dyer brothers.
Mr. Marcel Hazelwood.
Mr. Tony Joseph.
Dr. Kira Paul Lum.
The Farrell family.
Mr. and Mrs. Eric Celestine.
Honorable Lakia Joseph.
Honorable Lakia Joseph.
Miss Felina George.
Mr. Ryan Paul.
Mr. Israel Paul.
Mr. Ronald Massicott.
Mr. Jefferson Paul.
The Paix bouche Village Council.
Lee's Construction.
Martha Walter.
Mr. Martha Walter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Mark Van Walter.
Our featured speaker.
Mrs. KB. Mr. Whelan Mascot.
And Mr. Whelan Mascot.
Deacon Jeffers Paul,
Deacon Jeffers Paul, excuse me.
Thank you to all the sponsors.
Thank you to all the sponsors.
Okay, Para. At this time, we're going to call on Miss Farrell, who will be doing the introduction of the featured speaker.
And when she does the introduction of the featured speaker will then introduce herself by her full name.
Good morning to everybody. Mrs. Kathleen Buckles hails from our community of Paix bouche. She grew up with her grandparents, Noels and Mayona Isaac, and Aunt Jane Isaac, and many other cousins. She later lived with her mother, Nurse Crystalline Thomas, after the death of her grandmother. Kathleen, affectionately known as Kathy, attended the Paix bouche Primary School and sat the common entrance 3 times before being successful at the common entrance examination. She then attended the Portsmouth Secondary School, after which she began her effort to gain employment. After high school graduation, she worked at Ross University, cleaning apartments of medical students and at a restaurant. Thereafter, she worked as the District Development Assistant Officer with the Local Government Division before migrating to the United States. Having met her husband, Roger B., Kathleen made the United States her home, but never once forgot her homeland and our community, which is dear to her. For 25 years, Kathleen and Roger hosted Christmas parties for the children of the communities of Paix bouche and Doda. Apart from this project, Kathleen continues to impact the lives of many people through contributions and sponsorships throughout the community and the wider Dominica. Most recently, with such a keen interest in education, Kathleen pioneered the improvement of the Paix bouche School Library, which also benefits adults. She donated over 100 computers to students in various primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions here in Dominica. Today, this innovative, fearless, and well-respected senior vice president holds over 20 years of experience working at top executive levels in well-renowned institutions in the United States. Her work in that field, founded on an undergraduate degree at the University of Denver in business administration with an emphasis in accounting, and a master's degree in business administration with emphasis in international business from Regis University. To have earned an education beyond the borders of her expectations, thereby defying the odds of her humble beginnings, established the foundation of many professional accomplishments. Over the years, she has accomplished many goals and objectives personally and professionally, and has managed teams in the United Kingdom, France, Canada, and within the United States itself. Kathleen is well respected by her peers, and that enables her to impact our community and many others. As
As a matter of fact, Kathleen is currently a board member of the board of the Young Women's Christian Association in Colorado, which in 2021 conferred upon her the Community Impact Award. Through that media, she will continue to impact lives from an executive level. To capture a complete picture of this exceptional woman is impossible, but we know that Kathleen's love for others, her community and country, her interest in empowering children and promoting education are deeply rooted in her. This propels her philanthropy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure that we invite to the podium today our featured speaker, Mrs. Kathleen Buckles.
Will I get a prize? Yeah, let's do that. I will repeat after you. Introduce yourself. I am. I am?
Yes, because you can say...
You are... Kathleen
Buckles.
Keep it there.
Buckles.
Buckles. Mit coffee.
It seems my last name will continue to remain an adventure. Dear students, it is such an honor to be given the opportunity to address you today at your graduation ceremony. My message to you is really simple, but it is something that I hope will stay with you for a long time as you are about to embark on a higher level of education in a new school environment. As you prepare to leave the familiar halls of your primary school and embark on the next chapter of a never-ending adventure, I want to remind you that learning is a never-ending adventure. If I may borrow from the famous words of Dr. Seuss in the book, "Oh, the Places You Will Go," he says, you have brains in your head and feet in your shoes to steer yourself in any direction you choose. This statement informs us that we have the tools needed to carry us through the never-ending adventure we call learning. Graduates, the beauty of learning is that it will take you to great places and expose you to new ideas and experiences that you otherwise would not have encountered. Let us revisit what Dr. Seuss said. You have brains in your head. How often do we stop to think about the value of these brains? It is so easy to forget and even take them for granted because we cannot quite see them. Though we see so many things that they produce, it is brains that enable you to graduate today. These brains which enable your teachers to impart knowledge to you, and brains that cause you to dream that you will have a bright and successful future. I want you all to understand that these brains are vital to your education. How you choose to apply yourselves to your schoolwork and how you decide to spend your time will determine the long-term results. Ensure that you steer yourself in a direction to further empower your brain. Meanwhile, Dr. Seuss says, he marries brains with heads, with feet in shoes. Note how one is at the top and the other is below. Yet both brains and shoes are so vital to our movements. They paint a picture of completion. Yet many people have feet and cannot walk, and have no shoes, while others have shoes and cannot wear them. Graduates, do you know there was a time in my life when I had no shoes to wear? Garçon, chimelate chaud. It was during those difficult days that my brain told me to work hard in order to change my situation. Could have been different. These shoes that we wear on our feet must always keep us grounded, not to stay down or remain in our difficult situations, but importantly, to build strong foundations which will be able to support the power of the creations of our brains. So when we achieve successes in life, we will remember where we came from, even as we press on. That is why I have not forgotten my home, my school, my community, my country, and the people. Likewise, may you never forget to return to the place which helped to shape, lead, guide, and empower your brain for the new journeys that await you. At primary school, your teachers, your parents, and guardians did most of the driving and steering of your feet, and rightly so. In high school and thereafter, most of the steering will be yours to do. It will have its ups and downs, and there will be tough moments and difficult days. But I encourage you to ensure you feed your brains with positive thoughts, which will help you to learn more while having clean and healthy fun, and while creating lifelong moments to cherish. Ensure that you enjoy your time in high school. It will be a special time in your life, but be warned, it will go by very fast and not without its share of pains. As planned, or when they get difficult. Things like that you hoped for, losing friends and classmates along the way, the passing of a parent, failing an exam, losing sleep preparing for assignments, or even being bullied for being different. But it is important to adopt a positive mental attitude. You see, I can speak from personal experience about the importance of embracing the adventure of learning amidst difficulties. High school was not easy for me, Emmeline can tell you. I had to grow up very quickly because I had the responsibility of taking care of my siblings while being a high school student. At the age of 13, just 3 months after starting secondary school, I lost my grandmother. That was a very, very painful experience for me. Notwithstanding the struggles, I endured with the support of several true friends who are still my friends today. These experiences have taught me to always be grateful always be grateful for what people did for me, no matter how small. During those moments of difficulties at high school, I realized my weaknesses in learning, and I sought help when it was needed. Miss Rosalind Paul, Miss Nathalie Farrell assisted me with a lot of my assignments. My cousin Kelvin combed my hair after the passing of my grandmother. After graduation, even when I tried several different jobs and failed, I never once said, "Why me?" Nor did I allow it to hold me back. Instead, I learned from my failures and became stronger. The success of my career in corporate America is as a result of learning from my failures, which make me stronger. It still takes a lot of hard work, as I am gladly embracing the adventure of learning every day. So graduates, as you navigate through your academic journey, it's important to choose your friends wisely. Some people may not be good for your journey, so be smart about who you allow into your inner circle. Look for friends who will build you up, encourage you to study hard, and who will genuinely look out for your well-being. These are the kind of friends who will contribute towards the good steering of your feet beyond high school. Do not let setbacks prevent your feet from moving forward. Set sincere goals for yourself. Never give up trying to achieve them, and you will succeed. To do this, it's important to identify the best way to retain knowledge. Read, read, read. Keep working on areas where you struggle. Embrace the adventure of learning with optimism and excitement and see where it takes you. With the right mindset and hard work, wisely using your brains and your feet, you can go to places you never thought were possible. Your brain and your feet are connected. Use them wisely. You will go places unimagined. Congratulations to each of you. As you continue your learning adventure, I will leave each of you with this book from Dr. Seuss, all the places you will go, and a gift card for Jay's Bookstore for $250.
Imagine that little gesture, Mr. Wallace is so just saying he wish he was one of them.
To get a book with my name already written in it. There are no extras. Can you order one now, please? I have a question for Merle. It's okay. I'll Google my thing, I'll work hard. I have a question for Merle. Well, the shoes you wear, what does it tell about your brain?
Nothing.
Of course, nothing. Nothing can stay in that shoes, what is it?
Everything is in my shoes.
There's plenty of things inside that shoes.
Your big brain is a small brain. Which one? 10 toes.
Don't forget where you come from.
Indeed.
Do not forget where you came from, students.
Indeed.
Do not pass your teachers straight.
Indeed.
The students, the parents, please remember where you come from. Strong words from Mrs.
And friends. She said she had friends from long ago up till now. If we're in 2023 and you have friends from your school days who are still your friend, that's true friend. Seriously. So, don't forget your friends and the new friends you make. Google them first. So you won't get into any trouble, any problems. Do your homework. And she said homework. She doesn't know in secondary school they give projects too. Do your homework and do your projects. Right? And make learning. What is the theme? Yes. Learning is an adventure.
Oh, the places
you will go. Yes? Remember that.
All right, can we make welcome Miss Sandra?
Sandra
Put your
Williams.
hands together for Miss Sandra's daughter.
Oh.
Put your hands together, make a
Yes, put
welcome.
that together. That is serious. Yes, we are now going to have a guest performance in the name of Miss Sandra's daughter. What is her name? Aoife Georges.
Put your hands together.
Aoife. Yeah, she came from real far. Put your hands together for her still. She reached me yet. Yes. She looking like a songster. Whitney Houston. She look. Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce. You see, but may you know the thing.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Oh yes, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to keep. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe. Somehow you will when you believe. In this time of fear, when pursuit proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds to simply blown away. Yet now I'm standing here, my heart so cold I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to keep.
Somehow you will. You will when you believe. You will when you will when you believe. Just believe. You will when you believe.
Try it. Can you imagine? When try it? I always sing with groups. Cultural groups, CYM, church choir. In church choir, my bassist play. I have an announcement to make. I was asked to share that our current power rep had to leave because she had other pressing, important engagements that she promised to be there for. So there are a few presentations that you will see Miss Paul making on her behalf. So if you understand what on her behalf means, when they're making the presentation, it's from the current power rep that Miss Paul will be doing on behalf of the Honorable Lakia Joseph. Are we clear with that?
Our PTA president is filling her position as well.
PTA? Mama, welcome. Adele Francis.
Great job, Miss Georges.
Oh.
Ifa, great job. Put your hands together again.
Yes.
Great performance.
And I stand corrected. I forgot the last name. It's Adele Francis Thomas. My apologies. Where are we now?
We are here because we are here, and Miss Farrell is going to come up now to introduce the valedictorian.
Anybody has an idea who's the valedictorian? Well, let me tell you something. Have an idea who's the valedictorian? Okay. If you check status, you will have an idea. I'm not telling you anything. But
diligent, talented, athletic, and generous are just a few adjectives that could be used to describe this year's valedictorian. From the tender age of 5, our valedictorian entered the gates of the Paix bouche Primary School, eager to learn and excel. Although many external factors have posed some level of difficulty for schools across Dominica, our valedictorian remained focused. She continued working feverishly, maintaining her excellence throughout. Evidence of this was shown at this year's Grade 6 National Assessment, where she obtained a bursary. Participating in extracurricular activities Club Health and Safety Leader, Head Girl of the Student Council, among others. These leadership roles are deemed as stepping stones to a brighter future. I can assure you that this year's valedictorian will one day become an astute, charismatic, caring, yet firm leader, qualities that she has already begun to display. This level of achievement would not be possible without the unwavering support of her mother, Emmeline Emonius Anselm, grandmother Elizabeth Anselm, or the members of her family, as well as the school support system. We commend you, Gabby, and wish you all the best as you elevate and move from one level to the next. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you this year's valedictorian, Gabrielle Ansel.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, special guests, families, and fellow graduates. 6 years ago, I stood proudly as the valedictorian of the testimonial preschool, and today I'm standing here as the proud valedictorian of the Paix bouche primary school. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives as we gather here today to celebrate our graduation from the Paix bouche primary school. As we sit here today, it's a time of reflection, gratitude, and anticipation for what lies ahead. Our experience at the Paix bouche Primary School has been nothing short of eventful, stimulating, and rewarding, despite battling hurricanes, COVID-19, appreciation for their unwavering love, sacrifices, and encouragement. Without you, our success would not be possible. Without you, we will not be here today celebrating our accomplishments and on the cusp of our next journey. To our teachers, thank you for your tireless dedication, passion, and commitment to our learning. You saw potential in us and nurtured it with patience and care. You've equipped us with the tools and confidence necessary for us to face and defeat all challenges that may come as we continue our journey. Special thanks to Miss Thomas, who taught me for 3 years, Shida, who tutored me even on Saturdays, and my very own teacher, Miss Farrell. Thank you for establishing a strong foundation for us to continue to build ourselves. To my fellow graduates, we did it. Although I stand there as a valedictorian, it means more to know that we consider each other as family. From competing together in sports day events, climbing through the neighborhood, and challenging each other to do our best, we have grown as individuals and as brothers and sisters. These experiences have forged bonds that will last forever. To Monique, continue to be kind and caring. Liam and Melody continue to dance and put smiles on everyone's faces. Denzel, continue to tell your funny jokes. Sanjay, continue to make others feel good with your kind words. To the Paix bouche community, thank you for making this village our home. They say it takes a village to raise a child. The village represents all the people who care about the child. The child is also a reflection of the village. Paix bouche, as you look at these graduates, whether they are your children, niece, nephew, or a child, you simply say good morning to as we've walked to school. Take pride in knowing that you have helped us to get to this point. For that, we thank you. To our parents and family, thank you for being our guiding lights and constant supporters throughout our journey. Your love, your sacrifices, your encouragements, your helping for work, and the list goes on, have brought us to this moment of graduation despite juggling work and the overall responsibilities of parenthood. You have always found the time to cheer us on. We are proud to call you our parents, and we owe our achievements to you. Today, we say thank you, but the true thanks will be when we continue to soar to higher heights and continue to make you proud. I would like to personally thank my loved ones. First, my mother, Emily Ansel. Some may know her as Emo News. Her friends and family know her as Emo, and her students know her as Miss Ansel. I know her as Mommy. You are my rock and my role model. You have shown me that what You have shown me what hard work looks like. You have shown me what resilience means. My protector during Hurricane Maria, my forever cheerleader, and my heart. I love you, Mom. I would not be standing here today as a valedictorian without you. I would also like to thank my granny, Baby, who has helped take care of me when my mother's media work calls her throughout the world. Thank you for your love, your support, your patience, and countless lessons. I will continue to make you proud. To the rest of my loved ones, including my grandfather Malik, my cousin Tiara, aunts, uncles, and more, thank you for allowing me to be the best version of myself. In conclusion, graduates, let's continue to express our gratitude to those who have guided us, inspired us, and believed in us. Let's cherish these memories we have made together and embrace the challenges and opportunities ahead. We have accomplished so much, and I am sure that our future holds even greater accomplishments. Congratulations, Paix bouche Primaries, class of 2023. Thank you.
You know milk and that. What do you think graduation is easy? I said you can't face that.
I wasn't valedictorian.
What's that? You didn't even know what you was.
I wasn't a valedictorian. Were you the salute?
Yeah, I only saluted.
Remember, when I graduated, I think I only got a cup. You get something. Why you get something?
When I graduated, we had my gown. You have no gown? What did you graduate? Oh, God. If we have gone, last people have gone, let them know where to go. Oh, no. When I graduated in Paix bouche, I only got a plate. A bronze plate. What, Alexis?
That was for prize giving.
Well, that comes of value. That's like a true friend. What? Oh, Paix bouche Primary, I didn't graduate. But prize giving, but that's a plate I get. It's a plate. Thanks to PSS, I'm going to go. Anyway, it's worth to say thanks, and the valedictorian said thank you to so many people, and I have something to say. I'll not say it. Miss Francis said, don't say it. Let's continue. The sponsors, we want to say thank you for true. You made this celebration what it is now, so we say thank you to that's it. The Honorable Lakia Joseph.
Honorable Rosalind Paul. Marcel His. Tony Joseph.
Liz Construction.
Dr. Kira Long.
That you want to say? Mr. Martha Walter.
The Farrell family.
Oh. Our featured speaker.
Mr. and Mrs. Eric Celestin.
And Mr. Wayland Massicott.
Also Deacon Jeffers Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
And if you do not know Wayland, he's the only man in here with locks today. He's with us. Respect, Rasta.
All right, put your hands together for Miss Farrell again.
Presentation of awards. And our first award goes to our valedictorian, sponsored by the Paix bouche the PTA, Gabrielle Ansel. Award sponsored by Honorable Rosalind Paul, Gabrielle Ansel. Parents, during that time, please assist your students, like, remove all the things around them when they come. Mathematics Award, sponsored by Mr. Wayland Massicott, Gabrielle Ansel. Social Studies Award sponsored by Mr. Ronald Massicott, Gabrielle Ansel. Science Award sponsored by Miss Felina George, Gabrielle Ansel. Our Miss Elderly Peter, you're supposed to come up to do that. The envelope actually was given by Dr. Timmy Wallace to the top science student. So she got the envelope, but it was sponsored by Comprehension, sponsored by Mr. Nicholson Bertrand, Gabrielle Ansel. Our HFLE award sponsored by Mrs. Kathleen B. Gabrielle Ansel. Use of language sponsored by Mrs. Kathleen B. Gabrielle Ansel. Critical thinking and writing, and we're leaving Gabrielle on the stage. Critical thinking and writing, sponsored by Dr. Kira Paul Lum, Gabrielle Ansel. Our holistic award, that's a student who also performs well and does everything well too. And this is sponsored by Mrs. Sharon Vidal Francis, and this goes to Liam Massicott. The Best Behaved Girl, sponsored by Mrs. Kathleen B, goes to Monique Francois. For the Portsmouth, sponsored by Marcel Hazelwood, Monique. Monique is always welcome. Athlete Award sponsored by Lee's Construction, Mr. Leonard Paul, goes to Denzel Fontaine. Female Athlete Award sponsored by the Dyer Boys goes to Gabrielle Ansel. Gabrielle and Denzel will also recognize that the Northern Youth Rally as athletes. They got the Athlete Award there as well. Alright? Most consistent performer sponsored by Mr. Ryan Paul, Gabrielle Ansel. Girl, sponsored by Mr. Jefferson Paul, Monique Francois. Class participation sponsored by the Paix bouche Village Council, Merlick Francois. Perfect attendance sponsored by Mr. Tony Joseph, Sanjay Paul. Leadership sponsored by Mrs. Kathleen B. Gabrielle Ansel. Most improved Eric and Anna Celestine Liam Massicot. For School Spirit, sponsored by Emo News, Gabrielle Ansel. Punctuality, sponsored by Mr. Israel Paul Liam Massicot. Outstanding Visual and Performing Arts, sponsored by the Farrell family, goes to Gabrielle Ansel. Our Drummers Award, sponsored by the Paix bouche Primary School, goes to Denzel Fountain. Liam Massicot. And these were the students who participated in the drumming project. Monique Francois. Sanjay Paul. And Gabrielle Ansel. Award for Reliability, sponsored by Deacon Jeffers Paul, Denzel Fontaine. Mr. Anam Samot wanted to sponsor 2 students from the school for courtesy, right? And these awards, one is supposed to be a girl and one is a boy. So for the girl, we have Monique Francois. And the next one goes to Sanjay Paul. And our most consistent saver award goes to Gabrielle Ansel. The Honorable Lakia Joseph wanted to sponsor as well, so she gave 3 tablets to the top 3 performers, and they are Gabriel and Sam, Liam Massicot, and Denzel Fonte. All right, thank you.
Foundation's provision of scholarships. We have the founder here for the very first time, Tammy, joining us at this time, and so we're very elated. The program this year, we're doing it a bit, we're sort of restructuring and changing up, so it will be different this year, and that allows us to revisit and do something different for the coming years. So in the last 2 years, we would have given scholarships to a student from each school, primary Paix bouche school and also Ben school. We're still doing it this time, but we're also providing support to our past students, because we recognize that sometimes you do not just provide the support in 1 year and then you leave them along the way. So we're providing some support, and we'll come back to you in terms of how we're restructuring and what the criteria would be. But this year we're going to give support to all of our students who've passed through the program so far. We are also introducing diplomas as well this year from the foundation, and so Tammy will be presenting those diplomas to each of the students, as well as the, what you call it? All right, so that will come after. So now we will present to the students. This year we have selected, in collaboration with the school, to provide a scholarship to Liam Massicot. So Liam is receiving a cash grant that covers his expenses for registration and other expenses as well. He's receiving a box, a package with a laptop, his school bag, school supplies. We're also giving Gabby a token. So Gabby is receiving a cash, well, a check actually, and a box of supplies. And our first student was LeSean.
Our school also wants to award a few people, a past principal, a past teacher, and our retiring janitor. All right. So, Mr. Joseph.
Everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to present to you Mrs. Madura M. Walter, a long-serving and dedicated Dominican educator who is now retired. In 1969, at the tender age of 14, Mrs. Walter began her career as a grade 1 teacher at the Paix bouche government school. She bowed out gracefully upon retirement as District Education Officer North. This journey indicates that Mrs. Walter has remained in education all her working life, thus providing, upon departure, dedicated service and steadfast leadership for over 40 years. Throughout her career, 26 years as full-time classroom teacher, 12 years as school principal, and 8 years as a district education officer, 5 of which she served as district education officer North. Her philosophy and driving force have always been achieve excellence and mastery in every aspect of life. Treat every human being with respect, and every child has the ability to learn. Her preliminary academic achievements in the teaching profession began in 1973 upon the attendance of the Dominican Teachers Institute, and continued in 1983 when she attended the Dominican Teachers College, where she received the award of high academic standing and excellence in training. From 1986 to 1999, she successfully completed the UEDITE program from 2002 to 2008. She attended the University of the West Indies, where she pursued a bachelor's degree, which upon completion of the bachelor's degree, she was awarded the upper second-class honors in educational administration. She then pursued a master's degree in the same discipline. The weight of her responsibility as classroom teacher, principal, and education officer did not, however, restrict her from placing her many talents at the disposal of her church and community, thus accentuating her philosophy and highlighting her leadership qualities. Over the past few decades, her many contributions include and are not restricted to Brownie Girl Guider, President of the Paix bouche Social League, Coordinator of the Small Christian Community, this is the Catholic Church of Paix bouche, Member of the Zonal and Parishing Coordinating Team, St. Andrew's Parish, Member of the Northern Education District Management Team, Coordinator of the Parish Synod Committee in 2010. She also coordinated the building and extension of the Paix bouche Social League Preschool. She coordinated the School Retaining Wall project, which was funded by the Japanese Embassy. And she led the Paix bouche Senior, Junior, and school choirs in several competitions in which the respective groups won several awards and prizes. In the midst of all her academic and community achievements, Mrs. Walter remains a down-to-earth, firm, religious, and family-oriented woman. She's a wife, mother, and grandmother. She enjoys reading, writing, music, and dancing. She also enjoys farming. She enjoys being at her husband's side, planting, watering, and reaping. Her passion, however, most evidently certain, is to relax and collect exotic plants and flowers she loves so dearly. Ladies and gentlemen, family, teachers, friends, the Paix bouche community, join me in honoring Mistress Madura M. Walter, a daughter of the soil. Okay. Bibliography, Mona Thomas. Miss Mona Paul, affectionately known as Teacher Mona, started her teaching career at the age of 21. At first, she served as substitute teacher for Teacher Linda Lockhart and Mrs. Madura Farrell, and eventually she joined the staff on a permanent basis at the Paix bouche Government School on May 2nd, 1978. The first class she taught was grade 2, and her salary was $298 per month. That salary was able to support herself, her mom, as well as her 10 younger brothers and sisters. Teacher Mona and craft, but her strongest subject was reading. She ensured that the TH was heard in the words throat, thorn, thumb, and made a story writing and storytelling exciting for her students. Mrs. Thomas did not focus only on academics at her school. She was involved in the school garden, the music ministry, and event planning. She even composed calypsos. She wrote the song "Where Have Morals Gone" for Theophile and "We Rowing Freely" to OECS for her sister Sharon. Although she has always arrived at school at about 9:30 a.m., just after the assembly had passed, as during that time she mothered 8 children and had limited help at home. She ensured she gave her full day's work, since she would usually leave the school compound at about 4:30, 5 p.m. or sometimes as late as 6 p.m. Mrs. Thomas was considered a peacemaker and a local herbalist amongst her colleagues, and called on everyone saying good morning from the time she left her home in Mopak to the time she arrived at school. At the early age of 55, Mrs. Thomas began to feel sick and thus retired from teaching. 4 years ago, Mrs. Thomas suffered a stroke which now limits the movement of her left hand and her left leg. But this in no way limits her optimism, spirituality, and joy. Today, 2 of her children have followed in her footsteps and are teachers themselves, whilst the others are nurse, environmental health specialists, agriculturists, musicians, and entrepreneurs. Her legacy continues in their lives and in that of her grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to honor a past teacher, friend, and stalwart of the Paix bouche community, Miss Mona Thomas.
In honor of our esteemed janitor, who has dedicated over 28 years of service to our institution, we would like to pay tribute to her remarkable contributions and express our deepest appreciation. Throughout her tenure, our retiring janitor, Miss Agnes Junie Paul, most affectionately known as Auntie Junie amongst the students and staff of the Paix bouche Primary School, has been a pillar of support and an integral part of our school community. Her unwavering commitment to maintaining a clean and safe demeanor that has endured her students and staff and parents alike. She has become an iconic figure in our school, known for her dedication and reliability. Beyond the physical task of cleaning and maintenance, Miss Junie has also been a source of inspiration and guidance to many. She has lent a sympathetic ear, offered words of encouragement, and provided a sense of comfort during challenging times. Her kindness and compassion have left an indelible mark on our school community. The impact of our beloved janitor work extended far beyond the classes and school environs she diligently cared for. She has played an integral role in shaping the positive and nurturing environment that defines our school. Her efforts have contributed to the success of a well-being of countless students who have thrived under her watchful eye, always ready to feed them with her delectable snacks. As Miss Junie embarks on a new chapter in her life, we bid her a heartfelt farewell and extend our deepest gratitude for her outstanding service. She leaves behind a legacy of excellence, humility, and dedication that will be cherished and remembered by all who have had the privilege of knowing her. May this next phase of your journey be filled with joy, relaxation, and fulfillment. We hope you depart with the knowledge that your contribution have made a lasting impact on our school and the lives of those who have selflessly touched. Thank you, Agnes Auntie Junie Paul, for your years of exceptional service and for being an invaluable part of our school family. We wish you a well-deserved retirement, filled with happiness and fulfillment. Thank you, Miss Junie Paul.
As was mentioned in my report that 2 years ago, we had already honored her, so we gave her something nice. But this year we are giving her this, like a plaque, the pictures of the students, and the words on it says, Miss Junie, time goes by very fast. It's so hard to believe. It's time for your retirement, time for your feeling free. You've worked so very hard while loving what you do, and no one deserves it any more than you. We wish you days of happiness, not filled with strife. We at the Paix bouche Primary School hope that your retirement years are the best years of your life. So we have something else to go with it. I forgot the envelope. So thank you, Miss Junie. I feel a little emotional because I have become attached to Miss Junie. I don't know who I'm going to get yes, because cleaning is something special in the school. It looks like any ordinary job, but it's not. You have to have people who are trustworthy and doing the work as is expected. So thank you very much, Miss Junie. And if you know of anyone who is interested in that job, you can ask them to write the application, get the birth certificate, get the police record, and they can take it to me. Alright?
And I call Miss Junie my mommy. Miss Farrell, you eat already? Send for your lunch. Ella, I miss you. Alright, so we're going to do the certificates now. We're going to give the students the certificates. The nice plaque that we see here, what Miss Figaro has up, was sponsored by the Stephen Haboy Foundation. All right, and we asked Mrs. Kathleen B. and our ministry representative. Gabrielle Ansel. Parents, I thought you took this stuff already.
Nights we pray with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we
Denzel Fontaine. Malik Francois.
This time of fear, when prayer so often proved
Parents, please assist us remove those they have a
like a
presentation.
summer bird too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here with heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe.
Monique Francois.
It's hard to
all stand. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you this year's graduating class of 2023. another round of applause. Okay. And right now the school wants to present a few tokens to the following people. First, our featured speaker, Mrs. Kathleen Buckle. Mrs. Yankee, our ministry representative. To our MCs today, Mr. Wallace William. And Mrs. Merle George. We now call on the student who has to give the vote of thanks. Parents, I know some of you want to give gifts and so on, but you can do this after. The ceremony was a little long already, so you can go to the people that you want to give a gift to, or even your children, if you want to give them a gift, you can do that after. Alright, so we're going to have the vote of thanks by one of our students.
I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone gathered here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. I am truly humbled to stand here today to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the principal, staff, and 2023 graduating class. We wish to thank the exceptional people who made our graduation the lives of the students at our school over the years cannot go unnoticed. Your inspirational words and advice given will be remembered throughout our entire lives. Thank you to everyone who made a significant contribution in our lives, namely the principal and staff of the Paix bouche Primary School, parents, friends, well-wishers, among others. We crave your continuous support as we move on to another school. Once again, thank you to everyone.
And now the graduating class will go out, all right? It was a great day, wasn't it? Yes. Yes, it was, all right? And your parents will come there and they will take whatever, so, you know, just...
and gentlemen, this is where we take the curtains down for another graduation ceremony. 2023 on the theme, learning is an adventure. Oh, the places you will go. Let me say on behalf of my assistant host, Mrs. Miller, thank you very much to the Paix bouche Primary School for inviting us to do this. And thank you very much for the support, for your presence, for your sponsors, for your contributions all the time as we seek to contribute to the growth and development of our children. It is still a community to raise a child. Thank you very much, Paix bouche. Thank you very much to the parents. Thank you very much to the students. Thank you very much to the school. Thank you to everyone else.
This was the Paix bouche Primary School graduation ceremony 2023 under the theme, Learning is an Adventure, all the places you go. We want to thank you for joining us and have a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you. This is where I say peace.